Um, but as before, as it was before, we do have a boss that's down here. We do have a boss that's down there. We are not going to fight him yet. And the reason is because I don't want to. Yep, that's all. I don't want to. He's pretty mean. But we will at some point. I just need to think about, oh, we do have Okanagas. Cool. So, we are going to first go to the dilapidated temple. And we're going to go here just so we can um, get our like prosthetic tools. And then I want to check something. All right, let's see. Let's go to the sculptor. Let's see. Let's upgrade. We definitely want Mountain Echo. Lilac Umbrella's okay. Kunai, I don't really use. Sabamaru is great. Let's see, what would we need for this? We kind of got to prioritize the Umbrella because I really like Malcontent. We're not going to use the Sabimaru for a while. Synthra. um, what do we want to do? What do we want to do? Let's do... Well, of course I can't. Let's do coin purse. Upgrade prosthetic tool. Okay. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. And we could get the spear at another point. Again, I don't love the spear. So, we got that covered. We beat an owl, so we can talk more to Kuro. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and use rice. And there's no reason we need to use rice. Other than you have to use like rice like 2 or 3 times in order to complete the quest line. So now we're going to go to the inner sanctum. Yeah, in order to do like the dragon's homecoming, you have to use multiple sources of rice. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry. Sorry about that. Give Holy Chapter Infested. Request rice. Cool. So we have some skill points we can use, actually. Do I want any of these is the question. Oh, I guess I could get this. Yeah, let's get Virtuous Deed. Let's get Virtuous Deed, why not? And then we can go to the Great Serpent Shrine. See. Here. Huh. Something's missing. And I'm not sure what. I'm not sure what. Castle Tower Lookout. Let's go there. Let's go there. Okay. Let's think. Where do we want to go? I want to talk to Ishin. Sorry, I'm thinking about like there's so many steps in this game and I'm kind of having to think for a second. Ah, yes, 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 yes. Ha ha. We can hear about the Black Scroll, about a black mortal blade. And then if you talk to Ishin, see, sometimes he shows up in the Great Serpent Shrine, which is why I was confused. But other times he shows up here. So he is the Tengu of Ashina, by the way, if you haven't figured it out. You can see here's the mask and the crow feathers. He is the Tengu. He is like the best swordsman ever. He's cool. We now just got the Mushin text, which is a pretty cool text. It basically, well, I can show it to you. I can show you. It is like elite abilities. So you have to have a combination of different upgrades that are like, you know, the last tier of like Ashina Cross, the last tier of a skill tree. And then if you have two of them, you can try and afford another skill. So you see like Spiral Cloud Passage, 9 skill points, and I would have to get Ashina Cross too. I've tried Spiral Cloud Passage. It's pretty fun. I wouldn't necessarily say it's all that useful. I think it's fun for bosses like Lady Butterfly, but if you want my humble opinion, I think Floating Passage works pretty much just as well. I think it's just like an upgraded Floating Passage, but this one will cause you to use up all your Spirit Emblems. Shadowfall is what we're aiming for. In Shadowfall, you need to have the highest one in this skill tree. So we'll probably get Leaping Kicks, and then the next one is called High Monk. You see Devotion here. It's pretty useful. It basically adds a swipe to Shadow Rush, and I think it's pretty great. Empowered Mortal Draw is what I normally get. You need something called Living Force from the prosthetic skill tree. And it basically gives you a better Mortal Draw. The problem with that is if you do subsequent games, that skill is only useful if you have the Mortal Blade. Anyways, we are doing better now. I was like confused for a second. I was thinking about all those things. So sorry for going quiet on you guys. Recently we killed the Guardian Ape in the Guardian Ape's watering hole. So we are now going to have to deal with its mate. We heard its mate shriek at whenever we killed the original boss. So in order to kill its mate, you need to go to the poison pool. And I recommend Mortal Draw. I recommend going ahead and not taking a pellet, taking a Tonto, and then taking a pellet. Yeah. And there's a boss that actually shows up right after the Headless Ape. And if you're like, Headless Ape, what's that? It's because I just spoiled it for you. Sorry, not sorry. This boss that we're going to be fighting is the Headless Ape. So we saw this big ape over here. It's kind of confusing because this ape, you can see it's headless. This ape was, I guess, mated with the Guardian Ape. But then there's also this guy here. I don't know. But notice the brown fur. It's different. So a really good thing to take here is actually Yashariku sugar. I'm going to take it just to show you what it does. You notice my health is now significantly decreased. But look at that damage. Look at that absolute insane damage. The obvious shortcoming is that, you know, now I'm on lower health, which is frankly an unnecessary risk, but it's allowing me to just breeze through the first phase of this boss, especially with the amount of attack power we have at this point. And you see it wears off, but it, you know, has certainly had its impact. And we do a lot of damage anyways, as you can see, but that Yashiriku's just, you know, allowed us to get it to half health with ease. And you can face this boss before Owl. Pretty much as soon as you kill the Guardian Ape, you have access to this boss. I just like to save it for later. It's a little bit trickier. So we get the first phase done. As you can see, not a big deal. But you want to make sure you have Okanaga's Flame Vent out. And again, you're going to want to rely on that Mortal Draw. And the reason is this guy. Yeah. Headless Ape sucks because Headless Ape spawns another ape. But if you have Okanaga's Flame Vent and especially Ceremonial Tonto, it's easy. Because the ape will only come in to protect the Headless Ape, and you don't even have to kill it to beat the boss. It just makes it significantly easier. But burn, super great. Get some extra damage, and then you can use Mortal Draw on the Headless Ape if you want, or you can just overpower it because you're better. Both are perfectly acceptable. Boom. So if we were gonna use the spear, that would be the time. And if you land it right, if you have the thrust type spear, you can actually rip the centipede out and do a shit ton of damage to the boss. And I don't know how that flame vent missed, but whatever. Let's go ahead and do a Tonto. He's gonna push us. I'm not worried about that. And I get this off, which is all I needed, because now he's gonna be nearly dead. Should be able to fight him pretty easily. Oof, I thought we were out of range. I knew it was gonna be close. I thought we were out. Ha! I knew you were gonna do that. Die. Actually die. Oh, you're lucky you have little headless ape to protect you. Finally. If you have already died, as you can see, I'm low on heals. If you have already died to the headless ape, like anywhere during the fight, and you need to, I'm just gonna use rice just to use it. Have to use it anyways. If you have already died to the headless ape, especially in the first phase, that's why you want that other ape there, because by killing it, you can actually get some resurrective power back. I wonder if this burns the headless ape. I don't know if it does. Well, it's definitely not going to burn it like that. But as you can see, rice lasted about 20-30 seconds, and it kept us healthy this whole time. Oh, it does burn. The more you know. So we're getting that chip damage. Get that mortal blade damage. Get him out of the way. Mortal blade on this boss is so stupid, but we also have a lot of attack power. Boom. Shinobi execution. Now you might think you're done, and that's all well and good. You get 2 prayer beads and a memory. But actually, if you notice, the centipede is still alive, which means technically the ape sort of is. So if you attack it again after the boss fight, you get immortality severed. Very cool. And we get another ninjutsu. Bestowal ninjutsu. I think I confused the ninjutsus earlier. I think I probably said blood smoke like coats your weapon. This is bestowal. That's what bestowal does. It coats your weapon, gives you longer range and all that. Blood smoke disguises you, allows you to hide. So sorry if I screwed that up earlier. I promise I knew what I was talking about. Promise, swear to God. Okay. Gouging top. None of these are actually going to be all that helpful anyways. So we can acquire, well, not acquire skills. Enhance attack power.